Is that better? You should be able to hear me now. I don't know what's happened. All my audio's done a bit of a mess this week, so hopefully you can hear me now. So as I was saying, Zodak's leading the way, 105.5 points, currently 2.5 points clear of Hyder in P2. Scrito back in third on 99, Marshall in fourth on 96.5, Dan Roush in fifth on 94, Curley in sixth on 97. So the top six are 15.5 points apart, so it's awfully close. Verstappen, who is returning tonight, hopefully going to be back with us full time, but we'll see how he gets on. Currently started 7th still, 75 points. Nico in 8th, but of course he has moved up to tier 1 now. Matty in 9th on 30, tied with HKM. Hepburn 11th on 23, Viper in 12th on 15, Kane in 13th on 10, Jack Mia in 14th on 7, Spinotto in 15th with 6, Heffy 16th with 5, but has of course left. Camus in 17th with 1, and then Urban Fox, Broke Gorilla and Brooksy are still yet to score. So we'll have a quick look at the team standings and then we'll get on track. So Red Bull are on 171.5, got a nice little gap at the minute now to Haas in P2, who are on the climb to be fair, 137. Close behind them we've got McLaren on 126, Alfa Romeo in 4th on 113, Ferrari right behind them, half a point back in 5th, 112.5. Alpine is 6th on 99, Williams in 7th on 92, AlphaTauri in 8th with 45, Aston in 9th with 35, and Mercedes are last at the moment with 16 points. Right, let's get on to the track, shall we? Oh wait, hang on. There we go. Half a job. Where's my map? Why is it not showing my map today? No, I'll figure that out later. I'll get it back. So, well, oh, someone's in wall already. We do have a couple of unnamed players in. We'll try and figure out who they are and ask them to put the telemetry on. Or if anybody's in a party with whoever they are, feel free to ask them for me, please. Let's get this finished up. It's a little bit annoying I can't do this before the stream starts because it needs the game running to actually do it. Where's my passcode still? What? Hang on. Half a job. Everything is going to look really messy for a second, so you're going to have to bear with me while I do this. Start on Fun Mobile Tablet. So I need to quickly... Come on. Why does it refuse to work sometimes? No, screw it. Okay. Back to the game. Why is my mouse not working properly? The love of God. I'd have binned it. I'd have out. Oh, I've missed it. Why is my map not on? I need my map on. I don't know why everything's changed from here to last week. Apparently it is on. Oh, I know why. It's because some idiot hadn't turned it on there. It's a moron. Oh dear. So hopefully that will now load on here. Haha! Got it. There we go. Right, so just run currently at the top 24.9. So while we're doing that, let me tire country off. Just figure out who doesn't have telemetry on. That's not working. What is happening here? What? There we go, now they're working. Thank you. Kind of you to grace us with your presence. Who was it that doesn't have it on? We've got a Ferrari, so it's Webstappen and Urban Fox. You are the culprits. Send a quick message to those guys. Too much to do, I can't multitask. Right, send that. Messages are sent. Telemetry is working. So that means I can get on with commentating finally. Sorry everyone, a little bit slow getting going today. So just runs currently start top. Zodak 3/4 of a second back. Just run looking a little bit rapid. 24.9 at the moment. Scarito puts in a 25.1 though. 2/10 back. Time's there. Watching Dan Roush go around at the minute. I think he might be on an in lap. Is he on a lap? No, he's on a push up, so he's going to be our man for the minute. I'm going to leave the webcam off for now. I don't feel like it adds much and it just takes up some of the screen, so. Maybe if I was driving, it might be more worth it. So Denrau's just under 2/10 down at the end of sector 1. Scarito with the fastest sector 1 at the moment. Some serious speed down the straight. It's something. I missed what you're then, just over 200 miles an hour I think. See what he gets that next one. Second DRS one. See what it's going to be like at the end of sector 2. 53.9 I think that was. So just over half a second down. Got time to try and gain at last sector. Looking pretty neat. No real dramas. Last two to navigate now. Last corner, looking very tidy through there. Going to come across the line. 25.6 moves up to P3, so definitely time to be had. I mean, Just Run's putting a good time, but it's not untouchable. A yellow flag in sector 1, that's an Alpine that's gone round. I'm guessing that is Urban Fox. Hang on. Let's put that one. That's what I need so I can actually see what I'm looking at. Was it Urban Fox? It was Urban Fox. Or Player, as he's officially known at this point. Showing green at the moment, but I'm guessing that's because he's not put a time in. We've got a Red Bull coming round somewhere. Is that Just Run coming round again? It is. So Just Run going for another run. Into sector 1. Currently just under a quarter of a second down on Scarito through sector 1, so I must be picking up time through the middle and last sectors. Let's see how they get on down here. Let's get some live speed and actually see how quickly they go into 203 the peaked at there. Weather report is showing clear for the rest of qualifying, but that was pretty much assumed anyway, considering where we are in the world. So end of sector 2 is up, ever so slightly up. Not by a great deal, less than half a tenth, but you know, purple's purple. Coming up on the back of Urban Fox in his Alpine, hopefully it doesn't get in his way. Evening Cons, oh, it does kind of get in his way. Doesn't directly, has a little spin in front of him, will have put him off a touch, I imagine. Run round the last couple of corners, the reprofiled second to last turn. Now into the same old final turn. It's going to be a 124.5. Knocks 4/10 off. That's a decent effort. I'm going to keep an eye on Scarito and I think Marshall. Yeah, Marshall will be the first one to come across out of them two. I'm expecting those two to find some speed. They've been strong qualifiers so far this season. What else have we got? We've got a Ferrari coming around. I think that might be Verstappen. It is Verstappen. Let's have a little watch of him. He hasn't been here for a while. Let's see how he gets on. So sector 1 going to be a 17.8. So just under 2/10 down. This is where Just Run's going. Well, maybe. The tier 1 is now full. Unless we've got a driver that's not taking part. We'll have to rejig it. See how he gets on in race. I mean, qualifying pace is no guarantees of being a consistently quick guy in the race. Contest speed is already raging in tier 1. Which is to be expected, really. He's never happy. Unless he's winning. And he's never winning, so he's never happy. So coming up to the end of sector 2, Verstappen's going to be on a 53.8. So still not a million miles out of touch. Still going to be on for a decent lap. This final sector to go, probably the trickiest one on track. Not the quickest. Oh, a little bit deep. Took all the brake boards. Oh dear. He shouldn't rely on brake boards, should he? Should know where he needs to brake. The last corner, just to navigate. Gets around there, a little bit of a wheel, not too many dramas. Verstappen puts in a 26.4, puts in P7. I think running deep in sector 3 did cost him a decent amount of time there because it was a lot quicker. Marshall, let's have a look at Marshall. So what's he showing for sectors so far? When it updates, 2 green sectors so far, so improving in the first 2 sectors. Manages to not run wide where Verstappen did so a moment ago. Again, just the last 2 to navigate. Pretty much flat out now, second to last turn. Provided you don't have a really weird entry. Gonna make a run for the line. It's not going to be pole time, but it is going to be better. It moves him up to P3, 8/10 down. Let's have a quick jump back to Scarito's gone round. Purple sector 1, green sector 2, so it was looking like a really strong lap. Should have enough time to get in and get back out again. Matty goes up to P2 now, 124.8. Good lap from Matty out of nowhere. Wasn't really even... Didn't even have him on my radar, really. So we do know have everyone's names, because everyone's turned to on the shot, which is nice. I think Dan Roush on an outlap. Yeah, Dan's on an outlap. We've got Webstappen coming in. Is anyone actually on a lap? Curly's on an outlap. The Hasboy, Matt, so I don't think anyone's actually on a flying lap at the moment. I think the next one to come around to start will probably be this man. It will be Curly. So that gives me a chance to have a quick swig of beer. It's just as well the webcam isn't on, so you can't see how much of an alcohol I am. And a Haribo fiend. Oh. Right. Let's see what Curly's got. I know we can find some time. I'm not going to talk too much for this one, I'm just going to let him do it and just keep an eye on splits. Sorry if I made a loud noise on mic, then I accidentally punched you. I forgot how close it was to me. They're coming up to sector 2. Currently second down. We're struggling for a little bit of pace this week. I think it is still quicker than what he's on before. I have 2 green sectors so far. There is still potential to improve on grid position. Alpine gone round. Start at sector 3. We're going to get very busy at the moment, I imagine. The Curly's going to cross on a 126.2. So I'll go to P8. It's not bad. I mean, potential to gain position to a sprint race as well. Dan Rowd moves up to P4 now. Improved on his time. I think that's Urban Fox that's gone round. It is. Now in neutral. Oh, the lap was already invalidated, that's why. So Fake Jesus has just moved up to P8 in his Mercedes. 125.9. We've got an AlphaTauri coming around, I'm guessing that's HKM. It is indeed. Starting that, yeah, HKM's starting a lap. It's going to be difficult to keep an eye on everyone now. It's about to get really busy. Flea is starting a lap. Just runs showing purple, and I don't know why, because he's not actually changed anything. Zodak's starting a lap. Anything coming around to finish laps? We've got... Is that a Williams coming around? It is. Cameron's coming around. Camera improves but doesn't actually move up any places. Marshall starts his lap. Just run boxes. As does the car behind, which I'm assuming is Curly, it is indeed. So Dan Roush is going to be the last one to actually finish a lap. Sorry, the first one to finish the last run. No, he's not, because he boxes. Not pleased with that run. Fake Jesus will be boxing as well. So HKM's the one to keep an eye on now. Currently showing with green and yellow sector, so not exactly sure where he is against his own time, but could potentially find a bit of improvement. We've got an Alpine gone round behind. I thought I'd seen it losing it. I think that's Scrito that's gone round. Zodak's going to come around. doesn't improve. 9-10 doesn't move up. Flea's gone up to 4th on his one and only run. Barker's in 12th, 126.4. Scarito's got disqualified for some bizarre reason. Who's left to go? Marshall, who is glued to the back of Camo, I think that is, who just seemed to refuse to get out of his way. That'll be frustrating. Marshall, misses out on pole by 0.02 of a second. He's not going to be pleased with that, Williams. Really good effort. Almost got that robbed from him a little bit there. So it is going to be a Red Bull front row lockout. That ended very quickly. Just Run will take pole on his debut. Marshall, as I say, 0.02 of a second off his new teammate. But I suspect could have quite easily been pole had he not had a car in front of him. Matty and Flea will fill out row 2. Den Roush in 5th. Zodak 6th. Camus 7th with Fake Jesus alongside in 8th. And we've got HKM and his Alpha Tauri with Williams. With Curly and the Williams P9 and P10. Row 6 will be Viper and Websteppen. Row 7 will be Kane and Hyder. And then at the back we have Scarito and Fox, who both got disqualified in the Alpines. Alpine not having a good day today. So a real potential time for gaining some cheap places for your grid spot here. Obviously points are on the table for 1st down to 8th. Nowhere near as much as you will in the main race, so it's not that important, but they are nice to pick up. Right, formation lap. All my overlays have gone off for some reason. Where are they? They worked absolutely flawlessly last week, and now they're being applied. So I'll have a quick look at tyres on the in-game ones. Everybody going for mediums except Viper, who goes for hards. I don't know if he's trying to save a set of mediums there, but I'm pretty sure the game doesn't allow you to do so. Takes them away from the air, I'm pretty sure. So while we're on the formation, I'm going to quickly try and get this one again, because for some reason they're not having it. Oh, it's gone. Oh, okay. It's just crashed and refuses to work for some reason. It's closed itself. That'll be why then. That's why they're not working. Let's load these up again. Dash Studio overlays, load. Anytime you're ready. Wiki. Don't know why it's showing Drivers' Championship, because there is no Drivers' Championship. Back to this, back to that. Get my control back up. Happy days. So as I said, everyone on mediums apart from Viper. Urban Fox getting disqualified on the formation lap. Not having the best of days so far, bless him. Good luck, one and all. Let's try and keep it clean. Obviously I want to see some hard racing, but Don't want to see anything silly. Let's hopefully good camera. Why do I not have a thing? Oh, Fox with a jump start. He's getting an even worse day now. So one of the Red Bulls does get away. Well, I can't see anything because it's just stopped working. So anyway, Just Run does get away quickest. Matty actually gets a really good. So there it is. Now it's woken up. Matty gets P2, Marshall drops to P4 and all that. We've got a car around at the back, that's Camus, who does actually have an end plate missing as well. So a pretty terrible start. Not going to be the sprint that you wanted, still struggling to get going actually. We've got action going on. Hyder making up several places, already up into P6, really good start. Fleas drop places down to 10th. Now having a battle with Curly. Comes out on top on that occasion. Obviously, zero stop race. I don't know why I felt the need to tell us that. That was pretty obvious. Fox. Yep. Spin along with Kane Prime as well. Both of them going round. I don't know if they were both involved in that. If it was one incident or two separate ones. Kane does have damage. So we've already got effectively 3 cars out of the running for this. Unless it's a safe car, of course. Zodak's had a pretty good start. Now it's P3. Just we're not able to run away with this at the minute. Fox has retired from the session. As we do know though, Matty does have to intervene again. Okay, they have now totally crashed, so get rid of those. They're not getting another chance. I will just run without them. Go away. Not interesting, yeah, so I'll just run with the game ones. It's great. At least I can see what's going on then. So, right. Come back. Fox's car coming out of the pits is the yellow flag. So as I was saying, Just Run not managing to disappear at the front. Matty is staying right with him. Zodak and Marshall in close company as well. Then we've got Dan Roush just about hanging onto the back of that pack. Hyde, for some reason, showing us 2.8 back, which I don't think is accurate. That'll be sorted up there. Hyde is round. I literally just tried to eat a sweet as that happened. Hyde has gone round. All that work he did, and he's gone right back into 13th, sorry now. I've got it all to do again. Marshall's right in the back of Zodak, having a little look at him. Not really a passing opportunity through turn 2 though. It's front 4 or 5 starting to disappear a little bit now from the rest of the pack. Obviously DRS is really quite strong around here, 2 big straights. The yellow flag again, Kane's round again. Started to struggle a little bit to stay with him. I would have quite liked to have seen Marshall and Just Run battle it out, but obviously Marshall start dropping him back quite a bit. And I might get a chance later on in the main race. Kane is out. Kane has crashed through turn 2 and he's out. It's a safety car. So the pack will bunch up. The delta is in effect, but it's not going to gather them up this time around. So they will do another lap before they end up behind the safety car. Whereabouts is the safety car going to come out actually? Someone's going to have to be quite careful not to get in the way of it though. Kind of stays out of the way, not really. Oops, I can get past. So even Camus, who was the best part of a minute behind, will get the chance to rejoin the back of the pack. Will anyone pit? I mean, softs would make it to the end for you, but it's whether it's worth what you'll lose race-wise. I mean, if you're the likes of, I don't know, like Viper maybe, or Scarito, probably worth putting for softs. You're not really going to lose anything place-wise, and you're going to have a quick tie to the end. Provided you didn't use them all in qualifying anyway. So just run a Matty to stay out. Zonex stays out. I think most will. Oh, we've got someone in. Flea's in. Flea's going to be brave. Good man. Nice to see a bit of adventure. Scarito's in 2. Viper's in as well. So I called 2 of them. I didn't think Flea pit. But I think it's worth doing. I mean, Flea's obviously lost a few places out of that, but we'll have very quick tyres to the end now. And these two, Viper and Scarito, I mean, they've lost nothing. They're exactly where they were in the pack, and they've got brand new soft tyres on. So definitely worth a stop for those two. Fake G's and Hyder. Viper might lose a place or two. Gonna be close. Does he get away with it? Does. He just gets out ahead of Fake Jesus, so neither of them do lose a place. Both get away with it. Safety car is now starting to gather most of the pack up at the front. It's going to take a while for Cameron to catch up. I believe we could have up to another 2 laps behind this. I think the maximum it will run is 3 laps, actually, full laps behind the safety car. So the first one I don't think will have counted because they were under Delta. So as far as I'm aware, they'll do, well, depending on how long it takes Cameron to catch up, they might do another 2 laps. So at least one more lap. Camus may well get back into this. Kane Prime's internet has died. Get rid of all that. So what we got then? We've got everybody on mediums down to 8th. This all depends on how much, sort of, from 9th down to 13th, how quick they can cut through the field here. I mean, none of them are in the points at the minute, so they obviously need to make places, and they're going to want to make places. Camo has now joined the back of the pack, so we will get you on this lap. Oh, wrong button. safety car in this lap. Let's see how Just Run controls this one. So let's go back everything up. Second time's corner now. Can he get the drop on Matty? Let's find out. I can. Squares off the last corner and goes. Zodak is right with Matty as well. May have a look out into one, doesn't. So I sitting behind. Soft runners, all pretty spread out to be fair. Matty and Zodak are going now though, side by side through a corner. You don't usually see it. That's going to invite Marshall to get involved as well. Down into turn 4. I think that's turn 4, it might even be turn 5. We've got Curly and HKM going at it. Flea's looking at the back of Verstappen. Zodak's still looking to get past Matty. He wants to get this done early. Can't do it on this occasion. Curly dives to the inside of HKM. I think he's got that one done. He has indeed. Verstappen and Flea side by side. Flea should get better drive on exit. Right in the slipstream. Sofrunner's not really making the start I expected him to. Flea around the outside. Oh, good dodge from Verstappen. Really good dodge. HKM losing it right on the racing line. Did really well to avoid that. I nearly called him Verstappen there. Really good dodge from Verstappen. So Flea does pick up a place as a result of just being on the wrong piece of track effectively. Well, that's still not found a way past Matty. Marshall's still really hassling the back of Zodak, so top 4 kind of stuck together as they were before. Hyder going side by side with Viper into one. Viper's going to run off and keep position. Flea right with Curly now. Opts for the outside down to hairpin. Probably going to run out of space there. Might look for a cutback though. Does get a good exit. Marshall's lost. I wonder if there was a mistake from Marshall there because Dan wasn't all that close to him. Dan Roush does get past though. So Dan Roush up to P4. Flea moves alongside Curly. Oh, Curly's running to the side of him. And now Scarito's gone round behind. Marshall's gone round in all that. He's had a spin on the chicane. Fake Jesus will take the place. So the top 4 has now become almost a top 3 battle. Again, we've only really got one soft runner that's actually made places here. That's Flea up in 5th. Hyde is right on the cusp of points, down in 9th. Viper's sat behind him as well. Camo's hanging on well too, on the older tyres. Verstappen right behind Curly. DRS will be enabled this lap. And things have started to spread out a bit. Here comes Verstappen. Gets a good run on that last corner. Curly's going to go defensive into 1. We've got yellow flags. That's fake Jesus that's going on last corner. Verstappen around the outside of turn 1. Awesome move. Ida's going to try and go around the outside of 2. Inside for 3. Does kind of get past. Not really. Still a side by side. I think Camo's gone round. He has indeed. Curly tries to defend the inside. I think they'll both get DRS down here. So it'll be a case of who's got more battery. It's just Curly at the moment. So Curly, I would imagine, is going to hang on to this down here. He's going to come under pressure from Viper as well. Camo is now finally moving again. Ooh, Ida's still there on the inside. Curly hangs on for now. Not going to get DRS this time though. Verstappen has disappeared a little bit up the road. Trying to chase down Scarito. So this is becoming a 3-way battle for the last point now. Going to be one more lap after this one. Ooh, a little bit of snap. I think the only real position change we might see, Zodak's going to be pressuring for second, I imagine. Flea's closing down Dan Roush fairly quickly as well on those softs, so he could well come into this. And now so we've got Verstappen closing Skrito and the battle for 8th. Three-way battle for 8th between Kaylee, Hyder and Viper. They're the ones to keep an eye on, I think, at the moment. We've got yellow flags, that's Flea! Flea, after gaining a lot of positions, he's sat right where he doesn't want to be. Oh, I think Hyder's clipped him. Yep, Hyder's out. Hyder's hit him as he's gone past. I think that's involved Verstappen as well, trying to dodge him. So that's really changed up the order again. 3 places for some. Not really much Flea could have done about that one. He did try and reverse off the racing line, but obviously yellow flags were waved. You fly through at your own risk. It does indicate there's a hazard. So Zodak's not going to get past Matty by the looks of things. Couldn't get it done. Viper's now ended up in 7th. And he's trying to get past Curly. Got DRS. After soft tyres versus medium tyres. Viper's going to get that one done for P6. Verstappen and Flea going at it for 9th now. Just Run has managed to pull just under a 2-second gap and will take the sprint win. Matty will take P2, Zorak will take P3. Dan Roush actually managed to close in quite a lot in P4. Skorito in a fairly lonely P5, but still points. Viper will take P6, Curly P7. Marshall will recover to take a point, which I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have expected at one time. Verstappen's going to take 9th. Flea's just spun it into the last corner. Needs to be careful of his teammate coming around, who's got no wing. So the Mercedes boys have a pretty shocking finish. HKM takes 10th, Fitch is 11th, Flea will take 12th. And then just waiting for Camus to come round, who himself has no front wing. Well, I did say I wanted action, but I did also say let's not have carnage. There was a fair amount of carnage there. So as I said, points going to Just Run will take the maximum 8. Matty will take 7. Zodak gets 6. Dan Roush gets 5. Skorito takes 4. Dan Viper. DXT Viper will take 3. Kaylee will take 2. And Marshall will take the final point. Which, when all's said and done, is not a bad recovery for Marshall. Obviously having a couple of little moments earlier on. It brings him a bit further up. So that will be our grid for the feature race as well. I'll quick run through that. Obviously I've already been to it twice, so fairly obvious. I don't think Kane Prime's going to be back. It's looking like his internet has given up the ghost. So that will be him out. I'm saying it well. He can always rejoin and take control of his car, but we'll see. In fact, well, you can't even pause. It's so broken, this game. Oh dear. I'm running out of liquid in my throat. So we have the countdown at least. So from what we saw in the sprint, it's looking like this race is in Just Run's hands. It's quicker, he doesn't look as though it's obscenely fast. He's not disappeared down the road or anything, but did look to be in control and fairly consistent. So for the main race, the tyre choices are very mixed actually. So soft tyres for Flea and Kane Prime. Kane is still AI. Then we've got hards for Zodak, then Roush, Squirrito and Curly. The rest all opting for mediums. So I would assume the default choice was the mediums. The guys on the hards are going to be looking to go quite deep into this, get onto the better tyres at the end. They'll be hoping they don't see a safety car for probably the first 15 laps. If they do, that puts them on the back foot a little bit. But the same goes for those on mediums. They'll be hoping, well, I'd say hoping, they will be better off if there's an earlier safety car and it allows them to change to a harder compound for the rest of the race. Dear. Okay, give my voice a break. If we now come round to the grid, just run takes the spot at the top. Who can't park? Let's find out. All good so far, everyone passes. Get rid of the interval thing for a minute, save some of the screen. Everybody can park, I think. Oh no, sorry, HKM and Kane Prime. Good camera for a change at the top. Wait for it. The sound is deceiving. Now we go. So it looks like another good start for Just Run. Zodak being squeezed out to the outside by Matty. Oh, I think Viper's just gone straight into the back of someone. We've got a Red Bull round, that's Marshall that's gone round. HKM's also got caught up in it, so the Red Bull family cars not having a good start. Just Run hanging onto the lead. Matty following on in P2, Zodak in P3, so the top three as you were. We've got Cameron gone round in turn 3. He's got a wing and he's going to spin again right in front of Marshall. Marshall having the presence of mind to lift. We've got a VSC now, I think. Because there's no information. 4 points yellow though, so I'm assuming it's a VSC. Camo will need to pit, he has no wing. That's going to drop him right out of contention almost instantly. Just Run trying to get a drop in the delta by the looks of things. And does so. So we'll get that interval back up. Well, it does so to an extent. The gap's only 4 tenths. So Matty and Zodak still with him. Zodak's dropped a little bit. It's like Gordon Fox is struggling. He's under fire from HKM and Marshall. Ooh, little bit of a cut back there from Marshall. Tiny bit of contact. Look for a cheeky little switch back to the inside. The front two are starting to try and run. We've got a yellow flag. I think that's Fox that's gone off. It is indeed. Fox has gone round. Not having a good time. Verstappen pressuring Curly for P7. Verstappen was showing good pace towards the end of that sprint race. He started to find his feet a little bit again. The front two are fairly close. Maybe Zodak hanging in third. Then it starts to spread a little bit. We've got another yellow flag. That's Fox again. And he's been in the wall, so no wing. Fox Sorry, DXT Fox now. Keep calling him Urban Fox. Having a bad day, bless him. Verstappen looks as though he doesn't get it done in Kelly. He's on the outside, but he will get a sweeping line. Oh, Kelly's going to come back at him. Oh, runs him wide. Kelly, of course, on the harder tyre at the minute. So he runs deep, though. He does indeed. Kelly runs deep. Verstappen's going to try and go to the outside of him. Unorthodox, but possible. And gets it done. Really nice move from Verstappen. Hyder now come into the frame for this battle as well. I think this is pretty much the closest thing going on a track at the minute. Everything else is fairly spread out. Hyder's having a little peek down into turn 1. I think just trying to put Kelly off. Got Flea joining this battle as well. Marshall and HKM having a little battle into turn 1, which is going to continue through 2 and 3. We've got yellow flag again. Flea's gone round. Every time I talk about Flea, does something happen? HKM and Marshall going either side of him and end up coming out together. Hyder and Curly now. Hyder's going to get that done. Curly's not going to come back at him. Right behind him, but just doesn't have the grip on offer at the minute on the hards. Urban Fox now in the pits. Will of course need a new front wing. HKM and Marshall still going at it. It's looking like these two are going to be glued together. It's a really good battling so far, to be fair. It's looked fairly respectful between them both and clean. Flea's gone round again. Flea's not having a good day. You need to get all his spins out in sprint. Currently on the soft tyres as well, so gonna have to pit again, guaranteed. Just run now 1.3 clear of Matthew out front. So that 1.2 further back. Scarito actually looking stronger in this feature race than he did in the sprint. Van Roush hanging in there too. The gap back to 6th is a little bit more. We've got Camus round at the back. Not sure there's going to be any moves on Miller Straight. Curly might have a little think about it. Got DRS on the back of Hydra, who of course passed him last time round. He's going to go outside, but I would suspect he's going to get run out of room on that one. And does a little bit. He's now going to come under pressure from Fake Jesus. Got a good run. The medium tyres will give him a little bit more confidence on the way in. Side by side. There we go, that's the camera I wanted. Oh, Hyder's gone round in front. So Hyder's had a spin. Gets it turned back around without getting in anyone's way. That does drop to P12 though. We've also got, I think that's Dan Roush that's gone round. It is. But Dan Roush dropping down from P5 to P, this might even be P9 by the time he recovers properly. It is indeed. So dropping 4 places. Verstappen, meanwhile, has made his way up to P6 and all that, and is now right on the back of Viper. We've got another yellow flag. Hyder's round again. Well, Hyder not having a good time. Seems to be really struggling with stability at the minute. Oh, Flea's done exactly the same in sympathy. Second to last corner has proven to be a nightmare for everyone. Fox picking up a 3-second penalty. Flea now in the box, might end up retiring that car. Verstappen's looking to get a move done down the main DRS straight on Viper and does so. Nice move from Verstappen. Fake Jesus and Curly are going at it. Oh, there's contact. I think he's right. Nice half a spin for Fake Jesus. Another little touch for Dan Roush. Good view from Marshall's nose. We've got Scarito. Is that Scarito gone round? No, sorry, that's Fox. Fox is a lap down. Just saw an Alpine up near the front, so Fox having to let everyone go now. Pretty much out of the running for this now, being a lap down at this point. Still good for practice, I suppose, if you can stick it out. That must be Fox again. Oh no, sorry, that's just Fox. Oh no, it's not. He's in the wall. That's going to be wing damage as well, I'd imagine. So 3-0 battle for 8th going on now. Verstappen has managed to pull away from Viper as well, so we'll now be trying to close down on Scarito, who is in turn right in the back of Zodak. Fox has retired in the pits, he's had enough, I don't blame him. There's very little chance of you picking any points up in that situation. We've got a Red Bull round, is that Marshall? It is! Marshall's round again. Seems to be a real struggle for grip on this track. People not having fun. Matty's managed to get back into DRS. I've just run. So Matty finding a little bit of pace at this stage. Scarito's still stuck behind Zodak. Scarito, of course, on the hards as well. So on the worst tyre at the moment. Let's just have a quick look at that actually. Remind myself the tyres. So Zodak's on the hard as well. So P3 and P4 looking in a very strong position at the minute. They know they've got the quicker tyre to come. They're just getting the stint out of the way, not holding each other up. Just running around nicely. Webstappen's starting to close in slowly, so he's making up ground. And then we've got Curly and Dan Roush again, not looking bad on the hard tyre. Will come good later on. Fit Jesus still on the back of Dan Roush, not able to get anything done at the minute. Scarito still right with him. He's got 2.2 to Websteppen, so keep an eye on that. 2 closes down. I think Dan Roush, he is going to get DRS. Kelly must have had a bad run through 2 and 3 there because he's giving Dan DRS back. So we will help him defend from Fake Jesus. I may even allow him to launch an attack on Curly on the second of these straights. Don't think he's going to be close enough on the first one. Dan is out of energy though. The light is flashing, so he's running low. Flea now setting the fastest lap, 128.1. Unfortunately, is a long way back, almost a lap down. Denmark does hang on for now. Fitch is right behind him though. And almost put pressure on into this last sector. It's very nearly gets too close. Front two, the gap has opened up to 1.6 again now. Not looking like they're evenly paced, but they seem to have a good lap each here and there. Gap opens and then closes and then opens again. 1.9 now between Scarito and Websteppen, so Websteppen making around 3 or 4 tenths a lap. Zodak's dropped almost 5 seconds off Matty at the front. Not a huge amount going on now. The closest thing is definitely this group of 3 battling over 7th place. We'll leave it on Curly actually. Fake Jesus, I think at some point it's going to have to make a bit of a lunge. So Matty's being pulled along by Curly. Then still flashing. Not really able to save any energy. Flea and Camus going at it. Worth a look. Flea will get. Oh no, Camus going to get DRS. Oh! That's an unusual crash. That's going to be a safety car. bit of a nudge between them and enough to send Flea flying into that barrier. That's going to be a full safety car, so now this plays right into the hands of those that started on the mediums. The guys on the hards can't really, I mean they can afford to pit, but they're only going to be able to take mediums, and of course they're not going to get to the end. I think we're under safety car. Drop that touch. There we go. Let's see who's pitted then. So Hydra and Marshall are both pitted. Hydra's gone softs, Marshall's gone hards. Curious to see the front. I think the front two have got to pit for the hards. We'll just run, will come in, Matty will come in as well. I mean, Zodak and Skrito, do you pit? Zodak, he's going to stay out, as is Skrito. Well, Stepan will box. Viper will also box. Curl is going to stay out. Dan Roush is in on the hard, so he's the only hard runner to pit. Fake Cheese is also in. HKM has already boxed, and Cameron's the only other one. See if he pits. So the only hard runner's pit was Dan. Let's see what he goes for. I mean, it's saying that it's obviously going to be mediums, but they're not going to get to the end. So I'd be curious to see how he runs this now. Is this going to be a medium stint, then a soft stint potentially to the end? A little bit deep in the cold tyres. We play the game of waiting for everyone to bunch up again. At least one more lap behind us. Safety car will be in this lap then. back two have got a little bit of ground to make up, but they should make it before we restart. Zodek and Scarito have, of course, inherited the front two positions. As a result, they're not pitting, but will have to pit before the end. So effectively, Just Run retains the lead. Curious to see if they can make the moves though to get back up there before the pit stop come into effect. Right on board with Scarito and see if Zodek can make a jump. Zodek has gone, he's not really caught Scarito out much. Just Run is right there, but nowhere to really make a move at this point. Just gonna have to be patient until he gets down to the sort of turn 4 in the back straight. Hyder looks as though he's made a move into one. He has indeed. Marshall 2 gets the move done. Good work from those two straight away. Stephen's close to Matty. Both of those, of course, on fresh hards. We'll be looking to go to the end. Curly acting is a little bit of a buffer between Just Run and Matty at the moment. Splitting up the once front two. Just Run not able to get past just yet. Looking fairly quick, but not to the extent of needing to get past immediately. Really making massive gains, just a place here and there. Marshall's actually sat really close to the back of Hyder. Hyder looks as though he's struggling. He's on the softs, he should have more grip on, I feel, but just hasn't really looked comfortable with this race. Usually one of the front runners, but doesn't seem to have it. I'll step in, getting close to the back of Matty again. Just Run about a quarter of a second off the back of Scarito, but no real pressure from behind. Curly is dropping back a touch. I've left face come off for tonight. I don't know, it just takes extra space up on the screen. And it doesn't really add much, so I've just left it off for now. Dan Roush looking to make a move on DXT Viper down into the chicane. Those cameras are terrible. Give me something to work with. I think he's got that done. He has got that done. So Dan Roush moving to P7. Getting past DXT Viper. Just Run has now got past Scarito, so that's the move that you need to get done. Matty's cleared Curly as well, so I'll move each from both there. So 1.2 gap now, 1.3 almost, between the front two. I expect Just Run to start to close that down, but it all depends on whether Matty can close in and clear Scarito quickly. Any drinks tonight? I actually ran out of whiskey last week, so I have currently got an Estrella Dam at the minute, just a lager at the minute. I do have a couple of other bits downstairs, but I'm saving them. There's more talking to be done yet this evening. Marshall has got past Hyder, so Marshall clearing Hyder on the hard tyres over the softs, which I would not have expected. I mean, I know the lifespan of them isn't huge around here because it's quite hard and there's a lot of high speed, high downforce corners, but still Hyder seems to be struggling today, not having a good day. So Just Run's got it down to 1 second. He's close, maybe 2 or 3 tenths back. Nothing amazing. Wabstappen now gets past her and makes it stick, so Wabstappen moves it to P5. Again, looking stronger and stronger as this goes on. Matty's close right up to the back of Scarito. Does have DRS, but Scarito still has it as well. Marshall's now got... Oh. Marshall and Hyder get past Viper. Viper getting absolutely mugged and losing 2 places in one go. So these two look as though they're going to try and cut through the field together now. Which, to be fair, not a bad shout. When you're running in P9 and P10 and you know you should be running higher, sometimes it's worth just working together a little bit. Not going for the move every time. So I think Skrito is just teetering on the edge of that DRS. I think if he loses it, he's going to be in danger of going backwards here. Just Run is going to be looking to get the move done this time around, looking at that gap, so we'll keep an eye on him for the moment. Six-tenths currently. Matty looking to get a bad exit out of there. Almost ran them, sort of carried a little bit too much speed and then a bit wide an exit. It's closing, but just saving energy. Skrito's now flashy, so he's going to be slowed down the next straight. He's got a really good exit here though. This is going to be the move. Just Run's going to look to take the lead back, and does so fairly comfortably. Matty's having a look at Skrito as well. Both of them running low on energy. Verstappen's right in that battle too. Dan Roush gets past Curly for P6. Curly's tyres will be starting to feel a little bit worse for wear now, but of course Dan Roush does have to pit again. Verstappen clears Skrito almost instantly, 2 corners later. Gets that one done. So Verstappen's still looking very racy for this, looking well on for a podium. Things seem to have calmed down a little bit since that last safety car restart. Plenty of corners going on early on. But things seem to have, people seem to be finding the rhythm a little bit more now. Some long stints to be done by quite a few of these drivers. Most of them are going to be looking at like a 19 lap stint, 18-19 lap stint on the hard, so nothing out of this world, but it does require you to be fairly kind to them and consistent. That's the main thing. So like just about hanging on to DRS this time around. What is the best Tier 2 race this season in your opinion? I'm not sure, to be honest, mate. I mean, I've enjoyed them all. I think last week's was very good. I really enjoyed Netherlands last week. This one's shown. I know we've got a car round. Viper's gone round. Drops down to 13th. Yeah, I enjoyed last week's race. I think that produced a lot of good battles and racing. There's been, to be fair, there's been quite a lot of action in this one with it. Obviously, this has been a sprint as well. Like, I don't know how long you've been at stream, but there has been a sprint before this too, and that produced quite a few battles. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I can't remember any races before that because my memory is terrible. I'm sure if I look back on him, I'd remember him. So Fake Jesus is now, he's getting off those soft tyres. He's going to drop effectively down to last, I would imagine. I think even Viper will get past him. Yeah, so Viper's going to get past 2. Let me have a quick look at what races have gone on. So Matt is pressuring Zodiac still. Coming under pressure from Verstappen. Get the DRS, and that's saving him a little bit. Dan Roush does get past Skrito, so Skrito's starting to fall back. I think he's going to be thinking about pitting any lap now. He's getting to the point where he's sort of just losing time. So where have we raced? I think yeah, so the ones I've commentated on, which has only been, well, technically, hang on, we've got a car around. That's a Ferrari. It's Zodak. That's a nightmare for Zodak, considering he's still got a pit as well. He really didn't need that. Dropped him down to 8th. So dropping from 2nd down to 8th. Not good. Yeah, but this is the thing, like, no one here is slow by any means. I mean, on the day and on the track that they like, they can put in some serious quick times. Verstappen's got a much better exit than Matty out of there. Absolutely cruises past. So Verstappen now up to P2 on his comeback, putting in a really good performance. Yeah, like, pace-wise, there is some serious pace in these guys. The difference between these and the Tier 1 guys, I mean, I'm probably cursing it by saying this, is generally speaking, you'll find that a lot of the quick Tier 1 guys can do it everywhere, or they'll do it every lap. And that's usually the difference. I mean, it's like, if you look at Hyder's usually the guy to beat in Tier 2, and he's had an absolute shocker today. He's just not got it together at all, and he's still going to have to pit again, being on those softs. But then you've got people like Matty. Matty's not always up there. He's, again, quick driver on his day, seems to really like this track, but he's not there every race. Marshall's probably the most consistent guy we've got, but I think on outright pace, he'd probably struggle a little bit in Tier 1. Not saying he couldn't hold his own, he probably could. He'd probably be a midfield runner. But this is the thing, like, oh, Curly getting past my feet, Jesus. There is a crossover between Tier 1 and Tier 2. It's not like the fastest guy in Tier 2 is going to be slower than the slowest person in Tier 1 every race. There is some crossover in it, and obviously on different tracks people are stronger than others. Hyder's better than Nico and Biner. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, Biner when he raced in Tier 2 was like, what did he win by? He won by like 30 seconds or something silly. Nico put in a really strong performance as well. I haven't seen Hyder ever really put in a performance where he's just taken off and just smashed everyone. He's won, and he's won on a good drive, and he's been the quickest guy out there, but he's not looked too quick, if you know what I mean. Hyder has been in Tier 1 before. He was in Tier 1 last season, but couldn't quite sort of get it together in Tier 1, so ended up back here as he comes into pit. Talking about him, gets on another fresh set of softs. They should take him to the end now, but he is going to drop out the points from this. He'll come out in P11, so does have some work to do. Just run 2.8 clear of Verstappen, so we'll see if Verstappen can make any inroads into that. The two Hasses coming together now for third. I think Dan needs to get this done and try and disappear, because by the end of the race I think those mediums are going to be the worst tyre. Marshall's now recovered to P5 as well after a pretty bad sprint. Qualified P2, had a bad sprint and ended up P8 on the grid, now to P5. Fit Jesus is going at it again. That's going to be close. Always looks closer than it is. Still side by side. Still side by side. There we go. Eventually Kelly just get it done. We'll see now if Matty can hang on to the back of Dan Roush, or if he's going to disappear a little bit. I think he might just still have the better tyres at this point on the mediums, but it's going to be getting to the point where the crossover's happening. Zodak puts in the fastest lap on his fresh mediums. Verstappen's at 2.7, so he does look as though he's ever so slightly quicker. on lap times than Just Run. Not much in it. It's very close. But considering, I mean, Verstappen's been out with an injury, well, technically out with an injury, I suppose, for a good few weeks now. So he's going to be a little bit rusty. So Verstappen's showing good pace on his return. Nice to see that he's managing to stay in it as well. We didn't know if he'd be able to make it to the end, but it looks as though he's coping with it. Marshall's now pressuring the two Haas boys. Looks as though he might look for a move. No, backs out of that one. So, Fake Jesus, Hyder and Curley all coming together. Looking like we're going to be 3 wide. Yep, we are. Hyder around the outside of Curley. Is he going to get it done? Nope. There's just not enough camber available on that. Fake Jesus and Curley are still side by side. These two are having a pretty nice race together. Spent a lot of time on the same bit of track. Zodak's now during this battle. So we've got a 4-way battle over P9 now. Dan Roush not able to drop Matty. DRS is going to come in again now. Is he going to go back at him? He is running very low on energy though. See that flashing light on the back of his Haas. Going to look to get it done. Does get it done. Marshall's going to be very interested in this. If we can get a good exit, we can have an opportunity. And does so. Marshall's got a chance to take P4 here, maybe even P3, because he's got a mega run on Matty. That lack of ERS really coming back to bite him. Around the outside, can he hang on? It's not a particularly nice piece of track, but does manage to get it done. Fake Jesus has just lost out massively to everyone. Lost 3 places. I'm not sure if there were a bit of contact that I missed, but he's lost 3 places in one go there. So Hyder and Zodak do get past both Curley and Fake Jesus, who are still glued together to the same piece of track. Verstappen's down to 2.5. We've got Dan Roush in the pits. This, I would assume, is going to be for a set of soft tyres. Not really much point in going in for anything else at this point. But again, this is going to bring him out. It's going to bring him out, well, in 12th. Is it going to bring it? It might not, actually. No, it won't. It's going to have colder tyres. I don't know, actually. It is just going to be 12th, but right on the back of that battle. So once the tyres are at grip, its temperature, sorry, he's going to be very fast. And what's realistic for him? I think realistically, Hyder's probably going to disappear. I think 9th is probably realistic for Dan now. The strat of running the hards early on just hasn't really worked out for most of them. Camu's been on a mega stint on the hards and is now up to P7. 21 lap old tyres. Scarito getting back past HKM after pitting. The Scarito recovering pretty well. I think 5th is probably the highest he's going to manage though, considering the gaps have mattered from there. But Dan getting past Curley instantly. Dan wasting no time in getting places. Gap at the front still 2.5, so the front two are really closely matched. Yellow flags, Camu's out. He's put it in the wall. That could be a safety car again. It is. So it's going to be a late safety car. I would imagine we're going to see people diving in. Dan will stay out, of course, because he's already pitted. Oh, Heidi gets a 5-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. That is really not what he needed. That's going to be pretty dire for his result now. I think he might even be, if he's got another set of tyres, it might be worth him just getting rid of that under the safety car. Yeah, it's going to cost him a few positions, but it'll cost him more at the end, 5 seconds. So everybody from 8th down, apart from Viper, who's not got there yet. Those 4 have all pitted. Dan stayed out as he had only done 1 lap on the softs anyway. I mean, are we going to see him come in? I think we've got to. I mean, worst case scenario, any of these 4 pit, and I think they're going to come out in front of Screeto. So they're not going to lose that much. I don't think Just Run can afford to stay out, and doesn't. He does go in, because I think you're just going to be so much slower on the hard. Well, Verstappen's in 2. Marshall, again, I would imagine he's going to box. Yeah, Marshall boxes, Matty boxes. It will be interesting to see what Verstappen can do, being on the same tyres and being up behind Just Run. Yeah, no Spinata this week. Don't know why he isn't racing. Just not here this week. Screeto pits, H-Game pits. So everybody's going to be on fresh softs. Apart from Dan, obviously, who's already on a lap hole, but does in turn regain 5th place. So gains quite a few places as a result of the safety car. Viper's gone on to fresh hards. I wonder if he doesn't have any softs left. Gonna struggle to make any places up on those though. I also had to abandon the usual graphics because for some reason they didn't want to play ball, so we're back to the old F1 ones, which to be fair do a job, they just don't quite look as good. Let's get rid of them tyres now because we know what everyone's on. Yeah, Curly's doing a good job. It's not been one of his stronger tracks. I think he struggled a little bit today, struggled for a bit of pace, but still in it. I mean, he's right on the cusp of points again. Just scoring consistent points is like, I don't know, it's undervalued a little bit sometimes in league racing. I mean, it's nice to get wins, but if you couple in a win with a DNF the next week, it doesn't really get you anywhere. You might as well just have 2 decent mid-pack finishes. At least 1 more lap behind the safety car, so that'll take us to 4 laps to go at the end of this one. Will it? No, 3 laps. It's me that can't count. Camera was left, who's the OG on this grid? What do you mean, like who's been here the longest, or in what respect? Longest. Probably it would be DXT Matty or DXT Viper. I mean, back if you went back 12 months before crossplay came in, there used to be there wasn't 2 tiers as such. So how we have tier 1 and tier 2 now, there was a PlayStation League and an Xbox League. So Viper was in the Xbox League, Matty was in the PlayStation League. But those 2 guys have probably been around the longest. Kaylee's been in and out. Zodak's been here a fair while now, as has Verstappen. To be fair, quite a lot of these guys have been around for a little while now. I think the only real new guys are obviously Just Run's on his first race tonight. Fake Jesus as well, he's on his first race. Fox, Urban Fox, who's now DXT Fox, he's been around for a while. Kane too, but hasn't raced for a little bit. Flea actually, yeah, Flea's been here a while, but he's only reserving, so he hasn't raced with us for a good while, just came back to reserve. So there is some guys that have been around for a while. It's a nice mix. It's nice when you get to the point where you've got some reliable regulars and then you slowly add to that. It's just finding the right people. Once you get a good group together, it provides good racing. So we are going to go around again. So that's only going to leave us with a 2-lap sprint. Which of course means no DRS. This is going to come down to pure performance. So P52 so halfway in here. To be honest with you, before I did commentary for this, I raced in Tier 1. But I fell out with this game. I never, from the minute it came out, I just didn't enjoy racing on it. I don't know, I just didn't get on with it. But to be fair, I very much enjoyed watching these guys race. I mean, every now and again there'll be a moment where somebody does something and I think, what is that? Like that? Where has he just been? Literally, as I say it, fake Jesus goes wandering off to the Shadow Realm. Every now and again there's a moment like that where I think, come on, what are you doing? But on the most part, they put in, like, obviously they may not run as quick as Tier 1. It's not far off. But, I don't know, there's a bit more interesting aspect to it. And there does seem to be a fair amount of respect between them all. They all get on well. Everybody's very nice to each other in the chat when they're not racing. And it's nice to see a bit of respect and hard racing between them all. So, safety car will be in this lap. We've got a 2-lap sprint. Just Run has it all to do once more. Can he escape for 2 laps? Can Verstappen do something about him? Can anybody? Obviously anybody's in it now. All on fresh softs. We'll jump on board with Verstappen for the restart. See if Just Run can disappear once again. I think the only one that's going to struggle is probably going to be Viper, because he's on the hards. But Just Run tries to go a little bit early. I don't think he's caught Verstappen out, but he can't get the power down quite as well. Going to be about a 5.5, 6/10 gap by the time to get to turn 1. Everybody's fairly equal. HKM. Oh, Hyder coming under pressure from Zodak. So Verstappen, yeah, still about half second. Thanks, appreciate it. I've never done commentary before. I've done it for like a month now. I've never done anything like this before. I must just be good at talking crap. Hyder. Yeah, side by side. Hyder and HKM. Gonna be a side by side run down into the chicane. Is he gonna get done? He's later on the brakes. Does get it done. Zodak's having a look as well. Zodak barges his way through. Decides I am getting past you, whether you like it or not. Matty's starting to drop back already in P3. Hyder now straight past Screeter. I think Screeter must have had a moment on the exit of that, on the exit of the chicane. So Hyder making moves, showing a bit more of his usual pace. Let's hope he can keep it on track, but does need to do it. He's carrying that 5-second penalty, so will, of course, as it stands, be dropping straight back to P12. 5-second penalty is not something you want to be carrying. Verstappen is staying with Just Run. Of course, this is the final lap, so if you're going to do it, get on with it. Fastest lap from Just Run, 127.1. I will try and keep an eye on the front two while keeping an eye on everyone else. There's going to be a lot going on at this point. Oh, Screeter running really wide. Gets away with it. No dramas. It's one of the few tracks where you can run wide and not get murdered. There's no real giant curbs around here. Okay, we're having a look at Jesus for the last point. So what we got? Verstappen can't really close in. He's gaining slightly with slipstream, but missing that DRS. What we're looking like energy-wise. I'm going to put telemetry on for this last lap. So 20, yeah, almost identical actually. So Just Run looking like he's got this under control, providing. Oh, Marshall's had a nightmare on that chicane again. That's been an awful corner for him today. So Marshall down in P6 now. Screeto's. Oh, Heidi's round! Oh, everybody does well to avoid him. No, they don't. Kelly's hit him. So Hyder and Kelly do come together after all that. Curly will be very disappointed, I would imagine. I said he's not been very comfortable around here today, but we'll flick back because Just Run is going to take the win on his debut. Awesome performance. Verstappen runs in really close. I'm very impressed with Verstappen on his return. Matty will take the final podium position. Dan Roush in 4th. Marshall 5th. Scarito will take 6th. Zodak 7th. HK in 8th. Jesus will take 9th on his debut. Good points on his start to this league. Viper will take P10. Hyder having a nightmare, to be honest. Takes P11th. P11. I can't get my words out. He doesn't actually take P11 because Kelly were getting on penalties. Well, that escalated very quickly on the last lap. Very unlucky for Kelly. Just got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, bit of a manic end. Is there any drivers you thought after race 2 was bad, but then won in dominant fashion? I won't say there's ever been anyone that I looked at and thought, you know, they're terrible, and then they've put in a dominant performance. There's definitely been drivers I've thought they're going to struggle, or they have struggled, and then they've shown improvement. There's definitely been drivers like that, like your likes of Marshall. I mean, it's hard for me to say because obviously when I was racing Tier 1, I wasn't keeping that much of an eye on Tier 2. But Marshall has definitely shown improvement from what I've seen. Matty's very up and down. Sometimes Matty's been quick and slower, but anyway, come back to that in a minute. So we'll have a look at the race results first and foremost when it loads. I really don't need to see the picture game. Just why is it not that stupid thing? So Just Run does take the win in the feature race, gets the fastest lap as well, so an extra point for him. Verstappen takes P2, starting P9, very good result. Matty takes final podium position. Dan Roush will take P4, Marshall P5, Scarito 6th, Zodak 7th, HKM 8th, Fages does 9th, Viper 10th, Curly 11th, Hyder 12th, Cameron 13th, after DNF in Flea, DNF, Fox and Kane Prime as well. Didn't get a chance to run through the points. Never mind. I will get the standings updated as soon as possible and get them out so everyone can see them anyway. Just from Tier 1, I don't really know, to be honest. Let me switch back actually. Let me get rid of this because we don't need to be in this now. I can get rid of the game and then I'll go to this. There you go. Move Marshall to T1. Marshall's doing well. I don't, without being horrible to him, I don't think he's doing Tier 1 well, but he's definitely racing well. This is the thing, I don't want to move everybody that does well from Tier 2 to Tier 1 just because they've won a race. Like, somebody has to win the races. Somebody's got to be the quickest guy in Tier 2. Now, if someone wins by 20, 30 seconds and they've never been threatened, maybe, yeah, I understand that, because then obviously they're racing above where they want to be. Just Run's put in a really good performance today. He's driven really well, but at no point has he disappeared from the front by any more than 2 or 3 seconds. Now, for me, that's not him being way too quick for this league. That's just a driver that's fairly evenly matched and he's putting a good performance. Just let the standings work it out. This is it. Like, I don't think Just Run has shown there that he's dominated or whatever. It's not like when Biner won by 30 seconds or Nico put in an extra stop and still won. That's that's a whole other level. But we'll see how he gets on. If it gets to the point where he's absolutely rinsing everyone, yeah, fair enough, we'll move him up. But on one race performance from that, I don't really see as I need to be moving him just yet. So yeah, unlucky Curly. Yeah, definitely. He did. I was a little bit gutted for you then, there, mate. It's not an easy track. It's very low grip. Easy to get a spin, as Marshall find out as well. You just got unlucky. Wrong place at wrong time. Hyder really struggled as well. Super solid from Just Run, but they were casual. But yeah, this is what I'm saying. I mean, you look at Verstappen. The more that race went on, the stronger he got. And by the end, I would say he was on equal to, if not slightly better pace than Just Run. and considering he's been out for several weeks now, there's going to be a little bit of rust there. He's out of practice, and he is definitely a solid tier 2 driver, so you know, I think he's where he needs to be. It's nice to have an extra bit of competition at front. We want it to be competitive. Obviously it has been so far with 6 to 7 drivers all in there. This is how it wants to be. This is what keeps it fun. We don't just want to get rid of any competition. So yeah, good race from all involved. Couple of little bits there that were a little bit messy, but it's the nature of the track. It does tend to, when you have a spin, it does tend to spit you in front of someone else. It's weird. You don't really tend to fire off the track as such. Enjoyed it. Good fun to commentate on as usual. I feel like I got the better deal commentating on tier 2, to be honest. I think tier 1's had its share of drama, especially last week. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'll have a quick look. Pit stop strategy was ruined by this. Yeah, this is what I said. I literally said it at the start. The guy starting on the hards would have been open for no safety cars up until probably lap 15. Otherwise, it comes back to bite you. I'll have a quick look at where we are next week. We are in Jeddah next week, so I know that's a bit of a Marmite track for some. I personally get on really well around there. I love racing around Jeddah, but I know other people hate it. Very unforgiving, as is this one. You have a spin, chances are you're going to hit a wall and you are going to be out. Yeah, it's been a good one to watch, to be honest, mate. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. There's been a couple of little quiet periods in there, but there's always something going on. Yeah, I will be back in around 40-45 minutes for RPR GP2. I'll be doing that with Rob, who does tier 1, unless I can't be bothered, but I should be doing it. Yeah, if anyone wants to watch that, that should be good as well. That's around Australia tonight. There's a good quick set of drivers in there, so yeah, if I don't catch you then, I'll probably be doing some more random streaming in between. I'm trying to figure out some more games to do, maybe some VR stuff. Yeah, otherwise, well done to all of you. I'll catch you next week, and yeah, see you later.